Hello, my friends. Welcome to the What's Up in Makeup chat. I don't know. Oh, let's see. Okay, good. It looked like it wasn't showing up in the feeds of my subscribers yet. So, oh, sorry about that. I forgot that my microphone was there. I'm sure that was really loud. I'm so sorry. Hi, everybody. So I figured today, since we've done a lot of topic-heavy chats recently, I figured we would just do like a free-form community Q&A. So this isn't just about me, because my channel isn't just about me and my opinions. It's about the collective brain of makeup awesomeness and using this as a way to have community so that we can all share our own opinions about everything and we can make more educated purchases. I do realize not everybody is watching YouTube beauty videos for educational purposes, but I do feel that that is the purpose of my channel, and the people that are interested in those kinds of things, in making more educated purchases and saving money and sometimes spending money on things that we don't necessarily need but really, really want because we found out it's really, really good. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's kind of what my channel's about. So I feel like it attracts those kinds of people that are interested in that. So if you're not interested in making more educated purchases, this chat is not going to be for you. But if you are, we're all going to work together on this topic today. So let's go ahead and say hello to the collective brain that is here live. I am so excited that it finally went out to your feeds. I set it live about 10 minutes ago and it finally sent out. Also had some trouble with the upload of our makeup news show, What's Up in Makeup, this morning, that it went out late. So really stinks, but you know, it happens. Everything's up, everything's good, so we're gonna move on. Caroline is here. Good morning to you. Michelle is here. Good morning. Banshee Muse, good morning. Mimi is here. Hello, my friend. Good to see you again. Cheyenne is here. Q is here, and Yesenia, my friend, good to see you. Julie is in the house. Melanie and Rose and Betty Ann, what's up, my friend? Natalie is here, Emily and AJ and Sherry and Diana and Heather and admin and all around awesome person. Michelle is here. Yesenia is an admin as well. Claudia is here. Stacy, Wendy, Mary, Manda, Melanie, and Latina and Julio down by the schoolyard are both here. I'm assuming Julio's here as well. All right, so if I didn't get to say hello to you, and thank you for being here. So let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully everybody is doing well. I am doing well. Things are good. Let's see, current makeup purchases, things that I'm working on. The Carity Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes is my next eyeshadow palette review. My next foundation review is going to be the Fenty foundation. So we're going to be reviewing that along with the Fenty lip gloss and one of the highlighters. So that is going to hopefully be coming up next week, both of those videos, probably Fenty first and then Carity. I haven't decided 100% what I'm going to do for What the K. It's going to have to be something that I can do like more of a first impression on rather than like a thorough, you know, tried it over a long period of time review. Heidi says, cute top, thank you. Oh, Valerie, happy birthday, my supernatural friend. She says she's spending her birthday morning with her What's Up in Makeup family. Oh. If you don't know, I'm a huge fan of the television show Supernatural, and Valerie and I, we chat about Supernatural all the time. We have that very much in common. Michelle is here. Can I tell you how upset I am? I didn't have the money when the Tarte the Clay Play palette was on sale. I know. I'm sorry. I did see that it was half off, and I was like, I hope people jump on that because it really is a good palette, and I can see Tarte getting rid of it relatively quickly. I think that's what's happening a lot with the Sephora sales. It's the palettes and products and things that they're kind of maybe overstocked on, like the Anastasia Lippies. Maybe they had an overstock of product that, you know, they have X amount of shelf life. Maybe they were just trying to push some old product, something like that. That's where I'm thinking that stuff comes from. Samantha March in the house. If you've never seen Samantha March's YouTube channel, you definitely need to check it out. If you like my channel, you will love Samantha. She's amazing. I'm sad I missed her live chat, but I'm happy that she's here. Veronica is asking why about something. I don't know why. Nilo is here. Oh, there you go. Ileana. Is it Ileana? I was calling you Nilo. And then it skipped down. I think you said Ileana, though, before it skipped down. Let's see. Jen from Indie Kitty 1 says, I made smart choices and canceled all my subscription boxes just to use things up before I get more gathered up. That is really smart. I have a neighbor, and she would freak out if she knew I was talking about her right now, because she's very intense and she's so funny, and she is a subscription box addict. And like, I haven't gotten deep into the girlfriend, like, let's have a chat about what you have, let's work it out. You know, she just loves getting subscription boxes, which is totally on her. But she's so funny. She cracks me up. But she's in the subscription box addict zone that I used to be in, where, you know, you just get all the subscription boxes. So I don't know if you know where she's at, but that's where she's at. And I'm hoping that, you know, she'll come off of it soon, because I can tell it's starting to weigh on her, all the stuff that she's getting. She's kind of on that edge. You know what I mean? Let's see. What am I missing here? Let's see. Mika says, went to Sephora yesterday to pick up several items. It was so disappointing. No Fendi foundation or Peach Perfect at my shade. They don't even carry the Peach Perfect at my Sephora. Yeah, I heard that. Ugh. Shauna says, did you see the last night Desi showed the Fendi holiday collection? I didn't. You know, I haven't watched Desi Perkins. To be completely honest with you, I don't think I've ever watched a complete video by Desi Perkins. And I've heard that she's wonderful. I don't know why I haven't watched it. I think it's just because maybe I'm intimidated by how flippin' gorgeous she is or something. I don't know what it is, but I've never watched one of her videos, like, ever. I'm going to do something bad, and I'm going to wipe my glasses off very gently with my shirt. I know that's bad, but it's a little foggy and I need to be able to see. Sorry if that hurt the microphone a little bit. Shirley says, I've been watching Supernatural since day one and I love it, even though they keep going to the afterlife and come back. Yeah, they do die a lot. They do die a lot. Let's see. Life with Mrs. D. I'm here from the UK. It's mid-afternoon here. Glad to catch you live. Glad to see you. Teresa is here. Thoughts on the new Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes from a distance. They look beautiful. I would love to put my fingers in them. I can tell you that. I have that feeling I just want to swoosh them. Just want to swoosh them. You ever feel that when you see a picture and you just want to dig your fingers all in them and just... That's the way I feel about the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes. I don't know. I'm hoping that they're worth it. Pat McGrath Holiday Collection. I saw the palette. The Fenty Holiday Collection. I saw the palette. And it looks really pretty. Joe says, I've been disappointed with Sephora Playbox and sort of the Ipsy one. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I mean, you get little tiny samples, so you have to really dig on those little tiny samples. Well, Ipsy's getting a little better, I feel like. Birchbox is one I feel like they've been dropping the ball really bad lately. Gwen says, does anyone know if Besame is going to do the mini lipstick kit this year? Ooh, I don't know. I hope they do, though. Michelle's talking about Dean has died so much. He's Kenny on South Park. He has. He keeps coming back, though. Oh, my gosh. I'm giving spoilers. I'm so sorry. I need to stop. I need to stop with the Supernatural. I'm sorry. I'm just going to... Before I dig a hole any further. All right. Autumn says, I got rid of all my Lorac Pro palettes. They all went muddy on me. I'm going to sit this one out. Aww. Oh, were you guys talking about the Emily Noel 83 review on the Lorac Mega Pro 4? If you have not watched that video by Emily Noel 83... Oh my gosh, she makes me want that palette. I didn't want it, and now I want it. Heidi says, will you be reviewing the Tarte Toasted Eye palette? I'm kind of liking the way it looks. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to get that one. Because it is like so many palettes that are already out, you know? And right now I'm kind of drowning in things I want to review. I have 2 holiday palettes that I want to review for you. The Too Faced Boss Up Beauty Agenda. The Agenda one, and then the Tarte one that like flips open and has all kinds of cool stuff in it. That one actually seems really, really nice. So I really want to review those. I also have the Kat Von D holiday palette. So coming up after the Carity ones is the Kat Von D one. And then we'll see what happens after that as far as what's going to be next. So it's like, I feel like I'm kind of backed up, so I don't really want to buy anything for a review that's new until I get through the ones that I have. I also want to start putting out some other reviews on some like less involved products, because like last week I totally killed myself, like with the collection, the Too Faced collection video, and then the Laura Lee Katz pajamas video. Those videos were a lot of work. One of them was, I think, like 40 minutes. The other one was like 35 minutes, and I killed myself last week. So this week I'm going to try to take it a little easier. We'll do the Carity on Friday, and then and the Fenty on Wednesday. Oh, that's not going to be easy, is it? The Fenty, I might not go dig so deep on the Fenty. I don't know, but people like it when I dig deep. I don't know. Let's see. Stacey says, I can't wait for my Ipsy this month. More high-end products this month. Oh, I didn't realize that. Very cool. Megan says, I want that Kat Von D. Ooh, Megan, you're here. Megan, I need to make you an admin. Add moderator. Yay! I was trying to add you, but I couldn't get your YouTube channel. Okay, Megan is like all around awesome person in the community. She is one of the Facebook admins. She's a reporter for What's Been Makeup. She's been with my channel forever, and for some reason she hasn't been an admin on the, or moderator on the chat, so I want to make sure I got that. Sorry, that was off topic. Veronica says live stream is off. Hopefully you can refresh it. Oh no. April says, I bought the Bullet yesterday and ordered the Clé de Peau foundation from Neiman's. Girl. Oh my gosh, girl. Hey, I've heard it's good. I hope that you like it. Yay, Megan has a wrench. It's long time coming, girlfriend, long time coming. Erica says, I really love your husky voice. Oh, thanks. It's a sleepy voice. Had some fighting with YouTube last night, a little bit of fighting and a little bit of fighting with the video. I made some last minute editing changes. You know, I'm not going to go deep into why, but I made some last minute editing changes at about 3 o'clock in the morning and decided to re-upload the whole thing. So I got not much sleep last night. So glad you like my voice. Holly says, we all made Rihanna a lot richer. Yeah, well, you know, she worked hard on that collection. So, you know, when you work hard, you earn money. And that's, you know, that's what happens sometimes. I'm not hating. Joe says, I don't like the Fenty products, not sure about the new shadows. Yeah. Jennifer says, shouldn't cancel Boxy just because there was no palette. The value this month is amazing. You know, I didn't even look in my box yet. I haven't even opened it. Steph says, love your review of Cat's Pajamas. Thank you so much. You know what's really funny is that this is how I know I did a really good job on the Cat's Pajamas video, is that I got comments saying how, you know, I wasn't fair to Laura and that, you know, I painted her in a bad light and all this stuff. I'm like, what? Like basically saying that I was too hard on Laura. And then I got comments saying that I was way too easy on her. Like the complete opposite extremes. But there were only a few of them. There were a few that were saying I was too hard on Laura, a few that said I was way, way, way too easy and I was biased, and then like hundreds of comments in the middle saying how fair I was with it. So I feel like that's pretty stinking good. I mean, I'm gonna have people complain no matter what I do, but I feel like with reviews, the way that I feel is if I really truly like dig into my soul, you know what I mean? Like I really think about it, okay. Take the name off of it, take the packaging off of it. Let's talk about just quality. Let's talk about how good it is. Really, how good is it? And then let's just talk about that. You know, and then add on the other stuff. Add on Laura and add on the packaging and everything, because everyone has their own opinions about what they look for in a purchase. No matter what it is, whether it's a vacuum cleaner or razor blades, you know, for shaving your legs or, you know, whatever, you know, you're buying, there's always something, you know, that you're going to like that someone else isn't going to like. But that doesn't mean that the information that you don't find valuable isn't valid for somebody. You know, it's all about perspective, you know, and opening up your mind to thinking that there's people that think differently than you know, and it's okay. Michelle says it's your DJ Easy listening voice. Oh. Stacy says, I think your Cat's Pajamas video was so informative. I was so impressed. I really wanted it to be good. I felt like Laura deserved for it to be good. Laura deserved for me to work really hard on it and give it the best that I could. I didn't want to shortcut it. I felt like if anything, this was one that I wanted to make sure that I was super on point for it. And I had noticed I hadn't really seen any swatches on deeper skin tones. I had just invited Debbie over the time before for the Too Faced video. And then I was like, well, why don't oh, she doesn't want me to call her Debbie anymore. She wants me to call her something else. I forget. I'll have to ask her again. She's not a fan of her name, which makes me really sad. She wants me to call her something else. Sabrina, I think, or something. I forget. I'll have to ask her again. But whenever you see a different name, but it looks like the same skin, it's the same person. Just so you know. And then I was like, well, you know, I'd really like to see it on a medium skin tone, so I called Jenny over to help me too. And we had fun, you know. And I'll give them, you know, skincare and stuff as fair payment for helping me. Jenny says, we don't have to be the same. How boring would that be? Yeah, I know. And I feel the same way. I absolutely feel the same way. Wanda wants to know, and Banshee Muse wants to know that, oh, Wanda wants to know if the Prism palette, if I was getting the Prism palette. Yes, I am getting the Anastasia Prism palette. I just ordered it. I actually didn't know it was on sale until I read the script on Friday right before I filmed. So I stopped reading the script and went and bought it because I didn't realize it was already on sale because they didn't have a big pre-launch for it. And then Banshee Muse says that, that it is limited edition. That's good to know. Emily says, I hate feeling rushed about limited editions. Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. I wish Kat Von D would come out with a permanent palette. I feel like it's kind of messed up that she doesn't. You know which formula I really, really like is the Pastel Goth formula. That matte formula is money. It is on stinking point. So I really hope that she comes out with that. I can do without the glitter toppers. I'm not that big of a fan of that formula. But like, that matte formula is sick. It's so good. Marie says, I really want the Saint Sinner palette, but I can't get it on Sephora France. Oh no. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, hopefully they'll open it up. You might be able to email customer service and then see if you can, if they'll tell you whether it'll be available in France or not. Jenny said, you found it from your show too? Yeah, I do. Because you got to remember with What's Up in Makeup, I don't find this information, like none of it. Well, every once in a while I'll find some top news stuff or I'll find a couple of things, but I don't find this stuff. Like the script, I don't write it. Like I don't write any of that. Tabitha writes it. So like I don't even know what's going to be in the show until I get ready to film on Friday. And I don't even see the pictures of things until like after I film it, till like the next day or that night when Tabitha sends me the pictures. So like I'm completely out of the loop. So you know, like when I'm filming, I have no idea what a lot of this stuff looks like unless I've seen it, you know, online for whatever reason. Which is kind of weird. It's kind of a weird behind the scenes thing I'm letting you in on. Did anybody else buy the clay play? April wants to know on Sephora's Weekly Wow. I had someone ask me, should she buy it? She's like, I really don't need it. Should I buy it? And it's like, you got to look at your collection and see whether you have a go-to neutral palette that you use all the time. If you have one, then you really don't need it. But if you don't have like a go-to neutral palette, I definitely recommend it. Kenzie is here. Good morning. Shirley says, my hairdresser asked me, what do you do with all those eyeshadow palettes you have? I'm like, I put them in rotation, girl. LOL. She just laughed. I love it. I love it. Steph loves the Pastel God. The shadows are amazing. They really are. Andrea's here. Hello, my friends. Can't follow the comments going so fast. Yeah, I'm kind of pausing them in between. Oh, did we approve? I want to make sure we prove. Oh no, someone was coming in with some politics. Looks like. Thanks, Steph, for whacking them with the. Oh my gosh, this is actually really funny. It said Donald J. Trump is here, which obviously isn't. It's somebody just trying to stir up trouble. So they hit him with the wrench. Terry Lee is here. Hello, my friend Terry Lee. How are you? Good to see you. We need to catch up. I haven't talked to you in a bit. Tammy says, my friend told me, you know you only have two eyes, right? Yeah. Yeah. And they look darn pretty with eyeshadow on them. You know, I think it's a thing with colors. I just like colors. And I've always been a collector of things. You know, there's always been something in my life that I've collected. That I've been, you know, like when I was a kid, I don't know if anybody else remembers these, but they had these bracelets that were like these little plastic chains, and you could buy these little clip-on charms for them. So they were bracelets and necklace. Love those things. I mean, they had anything from like flowers to like hot dogs and little characters and things. And all my friends would wear them and we would collect them. And oh my gosh, it was so fun. So that was the first thing I remember collecting, but I've collected things through my life. Ricky says, wanted you to know I'm going to make a video for my channel about how fans of big YouTubers should behave better, and I'm going to give your channel a big shout out. Oh, thank you, Ricky's Reviews. Let me go and see if I can click on you, and I'm going to click go to channel, and if there's an autoplay, I'm just going to pause it real quick, and I'm going to check out your channel. Oh, they're good. There's no autoplay to be loud. Oh, look at you. You're so cute. She's got a dry brush bundle review. Oh, you're just starting your channel back up. She's got a few videos, but she looks like she's starting it back up. Very cool. Well, I wish you all the best with your channel, Ricky. I'm gonna watch your dry brush bundle review because I've never seen a dry brush video before, so I'm gonna watch that after the chat's over. Aspen says, yes, those bracelets were so rad. I know, right? Let's see. Oh, people were talking about Milani and Morphe being available at Ulta, which I think is really, really super cool. That's one thing I really love and respect about Ulta is that they're trying to bring in a lot of different brands. I think Milani's been a long time coming that should have been there a long time ago. But like how they brought in Morphe and Ofra and not Color Rain and Dose of Colors. Sometimes I flip around my Dose of Colors, my Colored Rain. But yeah, so I just lost track because I started reading comments, but I just appreciate that they're trying to sell other brands. I think it's a smart business move, and I think that, people appreciate it, especially, even if it's just an online purchase, I think that people appreciate it, because people like to get their Ulta points, Debbie says Milani's live now, but Morphe isn't yet. Yes. Okay, I didn't realize Morphe wasn't live yet. It is listed. So hopefully it'll be very, very soon. Oh, is Liv from Liv Loves Her Makeup here? There she is. Good morning, Liv. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. If you've never seen Liv Loves Her Makeup, you should definitely check it out. One thing I admire about Liv, since we're just doing a Q&A today and I can just blah, blah, blah about whatever I want, one thing I really admire about Liv that I wish that I could do, and I'm really jealous of her, and I will tell her right now I'm so jealous, is that she doesn't edit. She doesn't edit. Like, how much easier would my life be if I didn't edit? Like, she's a working smarter, not harder kind of person, and I'm a working harder, not smarter kind of person. That's just me. And I've always been like that, where I sometimes just overwork myself. Where she just does it the right way, and she's so thorough and she's so smart. So I definitely recommend checking her out if you've never seen her channel. She's going to pass me. No doubt about it. She's going to pass me in subscribers. She's amazing. She's getting a lot of love lately. So I'm going to be very proud to be able to say that I knew Liv back when she had less subscribers than me. So let's see. Natalie says, I really want the Saint Sinner palette, but I'm wondering if it's because I didn't get the Metal Matte or Pastel Goth and I kicked myself for it. From what I've seen so far, the Saint Sinner is very different from the Pastel Goth and the Metal Matte. Liv could speak better to that. You can see her review. I watched her review. It was fantastic. But for me, so far, I've only used it twice, so I'm not ready to review it yet. But yeah, it definitely seems different. Liv seemed to really like it though. But if you want to see the full breakdown, she does some live swatches and things like that. Definitely check out her channel for that. Dragon Rebel says, so many stores are closing because people shop online. That scares me regarding makeup because I prefer to see and touch it in person. Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where I don't think that, like people said that about books, how there were so many ebooks and audiobooks and things that bookstores were going to go out of business, and some of them have. I mean, some of the smaller bookstores have gone out of business, but I think there's always going to be something about picking up a book and reading it from an actual book. I think it's the same thing with going into a store with makeup, that, going in and putting your fingers in it and swatching it. I think that there's something special about that. So, let's see. I'm going to pronounce your name Stare. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Jen, I live in the Netherlands and I feel like I really miss out on a lot because of international shipping. And you know what? There was a woman that I met in Iceland when we traveled there. And she was working in the one of the museum type exhibit things about Aurora Borealis and the Northern Lights. And I was talking to her about it, and she was like, I just hate that I can't get anything here. It's like, I'm sorry, I wish I could have brought stuff for you, because she was obviously one of us, you know what I mean? When I was talking to her, I mean, her makeup, her eyeshadow was like on point, like looked really, really good. She was so nice. Like, I just wanted to ship her a bunch of stuff. Now in hindsight, maybe I can find out. I'm like sitting here thinking, I'm like brainstorming in my head, maybe I can like email the place and say, hey, I met this person, and I think that would be creepy though. If I was like, if I like emailed the place and was like, hey, I met this person that worked for you and I want to send her a bunch of makeup. if she ever shows up on my channel, and you know, hopefully she'll show up one day. I did give her a business card because I happen to have them with me. But now I'm like kicking myself, like, oh man, I should have sent her a box of stuff. It's like sometimes I think of things way after the fact, because this was like back in July. Veronica says Juvia's place at Ulta would be so awesome. I agree. I totally agree. Ashley said Juvia's place had the Nubian on sale for $20. Yeah, they have some deep sales. Mon420 Love Beauty. Anyone ever try the Ace brand shadows? I know I haven't. If anybody has, definitely leave your comments in either the comment section below or in the chat. Liv says, Jen, are you getting the My Little Pony? No. No, I'm not. I'm letting that one go. I don't think that one speaks to the majority of my audience. I think that ColourPop is really going like the Forever 21 route kind of thing, where the majority of my audience, like I think I have like maybe 1 to 2% of my audience is under 18. And then I think it's maybe 20% in the next category. My majority of my audience is, I think 25 to 35 is my biggest chunk, which I think some people would enjoy it in that age range, but I don't think that I'm gonna go there. You know what? I heard that the one from Pure was really good though, and I missed out on that. But I honestly don't think that it's marketed toward my core audience, so I'm gonna let it go. Not to say that it's bad or anything. I mean, I think that you should buy what makes you happy, and if all that packaging and that bright and that pretty and that cute makes you happy, then you should. Liv says, I never watched My Little Pony. I have a little story for you about My Little Pony. Because I did when I was a kid. I watched the movies on VHS tapes that we rented at Errol's. That's how old I am. But I had a collection of My Little Ponies, and I remember it was right before Christmas. My family took me to the mall, and my mom gave me a penny to throw into the wishing well, and I wished with all my little heart that I could have all the My Little Ponies in the world. That's all I wanted. I wanted all the My Little Ponies in the world, and I threw my penny in, and I wished and I wished, and I never got them. And then my mom sold them at a yard sale. Once I kind of stopped playing with them, my mom sold all My Little Ponies without telling me. She sold them, and I was like, oh my gosh. But I had, to her credit though, I hadn't been playing with them for a while, but still, I really was very much into My Little Pony back in the day. Steph says, let me tell you, those eyeshadows are worth it. They're smaller but pack a punch and don't take up too much space. Oh, I wish I knew which ones you were talking about, Steph. I missed that. Ashley says, I want a Starbucks palette. Lattes and caramels and creams, coffee, cinnamon, nutmeg, oh my. What's the brand that just came out with a coffee-themed palette? The one that everybody loves that I pushed into my Laura Lee palette review. Zoeva. Zoeva just came out with a coffee-themed palette. Did you see in the news today? Essence came out with strawberry-scented makeup. It's only a matter of time before somebody did it, and Essence did it. And I really want to try it. They have like a little pearls thing that you can swirl. They have a little eyeshadow palette. I really want to try it. And it's funny because I always recommend when people say, you know, my 10-year-old wants to start playing with makeup, my 12-year-old wants to dabble in makeup or whatever, I always recommend Essence as a brand for them. And I think that it's perfect for their brand to do scented makeup. If anybody was going to do it, I think that Essence is definitely a great brand to do it. Sarah says, do you think the Prism palette is going to be better than the Subculture? I really want to get it. You know, I haven't watched any of the reviews. I did see that some of the reviews are coming out. They did send it to influencers a little bit early, but I also saw that Tara Babies put out her review. If you've never seen Tara, T-A-R-A-B-A-B-Y-Z, I think is the way you spell it. It's somewhere around there. If you start typing into the search T-A-R-A-B-A, it'll come up. But she is also a fantastic reviewer. I haven't seen it yet because I was so into the, I was really into doing What's Up Makeup yesterday, so I haven't watched it yet. But I can't wait to see her thoughts on the Prism palette. I'm looking forward to watching it. I used to not watch. Oh, yep, B-A-B-Y-Z. I did get it right. What was I gonna say? Oh, so I just ordered it, so it's going to be a little while. Liv says it's easier to work with. Oh, nice, Liv. So you did get it. Oh, wonderful. I'm looking forward to a review on your channel of it. That's wonderful. Did you happen to look at the box, at the formula, to see whether it had a short ingredient list or a long one? If it's easier to work with, I would imagine that it's the longer ingredient list, like the not the subculture, like the modern Renaissance. But that's really a big reason why I wanted to get it, is I wanted to check. You know what? I could probably just look online. Now thinking about it, because I don't think they hide their ingredients on Anastasia like Kat Von D hides their ingredients. I saw someone said that Manny liked it. That's cool. Good to know. Megan says, I saw Manny's review and he did a small comparison. Cool. Well, we're going to do swatches on my channel. I don't know if Liv's going to do it or not, because Liv does swatches too. But what I want to do is I have an idea that I want to line up the 3 palettes and kind of swatch similar shades next to each other, so you can see, like, and then maybe do, like, you know, put them in order of, like, the ones that are similar. I forget where I've seen that before, where people put the shades in a certain order. You know, oh, I'm probably thinking about the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette, how somebody put them in, like, a more usable order. But, like, do that for the 3 different palettes and lay them next to each other, so you can kind of see what's going on there. Arwen says, I love watching Tara's hauls. She has, like, an epic makeup collection. I would love to meet Tara one day. I know I'm probably never going to get to meet Tara one day, but I would love to meet her. Would love to. Gail says, I trust Tara because she buys so much, so she knows what's good. Yeah, and she's got a very analytical mind. I had somebody tell me, Liv says, yes, it's similar to Saint and Sinner too. Okay, great. Thank you, Liv. Yeah, one thing that somebody left on one of my videos, I think it was somebody that, because what I'm finding now is that people that didn't like my Jaclyn Hill video, they're finding things, they're like sifting through my other videos and finding something to nitpick me about, which is fine. If you don't like something that I'm doing, I'm totally like, you know, I'm up for constructive criticism, definitely tell me. But they're like, almost like reaching and pushing for something in order to get me on something. But they said, somebody said something about how reviews, how you can't, what was it? I want to get it right. She said, you know, all that's good in watching a YouTube video on a makeup is to see the color range anyway. And it's like, no. There's actually people that review makeup that give more valuable information than a color range. You know, I was like, who have you been watching? You know, let me introduce you to a whole new world. I'll show you Liv loves her makeup and Emily Noel 83. Like, it's like Tara Babies and Stephanie Nicole. Like, let me just give you a list of, like, I'm not going to torture you anymore. But anyway, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she's just missing a whole piece of YouTube makeup videos. You know, like there's so much more than just a quick first impression, and you know, there's so many really good videos that give you, and really good channels that give you such good information before you go and purchase something. And just like, wow, girlfriend, expand. You can do it, expand. If it's not my channel, I'll give you a ton of channels that you can watch. Steph says, please sing all Disney music. Keep going. You know what I mean? Michelle Mafia says, you need Stephanie Nicole's 1-800 customer service number. Hashtag 1-800, I don't give a. No, I love Stephanie. I do. Megan says, I love the detailed reviews. Me too. But they're not for everybody. You know, they're not for everybody. And that's what makes YouTube so wonderful, is that you have the ability to choose whatever style you personally like. Sam says she's missing honest reviews. Yeah, I mean, well, I feel like some of the bigger YouTubers do honest reviews. I think some of them are hit and miss, but you know, I don't just judge someone based on their size of whether they do a solid review. Like, for example, I know I've talked about Jackie Aina all the time, but I really do adore her. She did a review on the Milk makeup line, and she put up on Twitter a photo of her Milk emailing her and saying, hey, and basically kind of responding to some of the critiques that she had in her video about the Milk makeup line. And they basically said, thank you so much for your feedback. And if there's anything else you want to try from the line, let me know. And it's like, yes, that is what this is all about. That is what being an influencer is all about in my mind, in my eyes, and my perspective. It's okay if you have a different perspective. I'm not saying you're wrong. But in my perspective, you know, taking a makeup, trying it out, giving it a good try, and then giving honest information about it to the consumer is where I feel like being an influencer what it's all about. And I was just, you know, big applause to both Milk Makeup and Jackie Aina for that. I thought that was amazing, and I wish there was more of that. But I'm starting to realize more and more that there's two camps for makeup videos. There's the camp that's, you know, all about the entertainment and really enjoying just connecting with a person and really finding a person likable and wonderful and amazing and just enjoying them because you enjoy them. And it's just one difference. And then there's the people that just give really good solid information, whether you're seeking that information. And then there's people that kind of fall in the middle. You know, it's not two completely different camps. I feel like they kind of blend in the middle, but you know, there's kind of two routes that you can go these days, and I don't feel like that was always there. You know, if you think about, you know, back to, you know, Emily Noel 83, you know, is one of the, not to keep bringing her up, but she's one of the OGs, you know, from back, that's actually still making videos. I mean, Marlena from Makeup Geek. But there really wasn't that entertainment factor YouTube beauty video until the last year or two. You know, when like Manny and Patrick and all of them really got big. You know, of course, there's other reasons to watch them, that they have, you know, really good makeup skills, really great tutorials, things like that. But, you know, I just feel like that there's more of a divide now than there ever has been between those two, which is kind of interesting. It's just different. It's just interesting. Liv Loves Her Makeup says, personality channels, review channels, and tutorial channels. Yes. And I feel like, yeah, I think that's good. That's a good assessment, Liv, where there's like almost like a triangle, like almost like if you imagine like a three-way Venn diagram, you know, where they can connect, where you can have a tutorial channel that also has a lot of personality, or you can have a review channel that also does really good tutorials, which is like Emily, you know, and I feel like, yeah, definitely. I think that's a really, I like your perspective better than mine. I like that. I like that. That's a good point. Steph says, I actually say this all the time, but I purged my subscriber list. I got rid of 95% of beauty YouTubers because I realized all the vids are the same. Yeah, I think a lot of people are with you on that. Monica wants to know if I can do a Lorac 4 review. I don't think I'm going to do one at this point, honestly, because it's been out for a while, and I wouldn't be able to get it up probably until late November. And I think it's kind of past the point at that point, which makes me sad. But I definitely recommend checking out Emily's video if you haven't already, because I trust her 100%. For Real Dab says, what's wrong with me that I don't trust the big guys from YouTube now? It's just your gut feeling. And I feel like no matter who you're watching, whether it's me, whether it's somebody else, I feel like you need to go with your gut of whether you trust that person or not. And if you no longer trust someone, then you shouldn't, you know, you should consider unsubscribing. And I think you have to go with your gut on that. Jenny says, I love Emily Noel, does lots more affordable brands and products. She's true to where she comes from. Yeah, and I feel like Jessica Braun's the same way. Absolutely. You know, that they still do a lot of drugstore stuff. I really need to put more drugstore stuff in my videos. I've bought drugstore stuff to review, but it keeps getting pushed by these big hyped up releases. And I feel like, you know, that my thoughts are, what do people want to see the most? And when I veered off to do drugstore stuff, you know, in the past, like way in the past, because it's been a while, those videos don't seem to get as many views, which to me is a message to me that that's content that the majority of my audience doesn't want to see. So, you know, what gets a lot of views, which tells me that people want to see it, are the big lines like Too Faced, Fenty, you know, those Sephora brands. But I know there's an audience out there for drugstore. It's just picking the right products, and there's so many products to choose from. And because there aren't a lot of videos kind of guiding me what products people are really interested in, it's harder for me to decide what drugstore products to feature. So what I really need to do is I need to use my Facebook group as a resource and find out what products people are mostly interested in. If you don't know, I do have a Facebook group. It's facebook.com/group/whatsupinmakeup. And I do get a lot of information from them as far as what they're interested in. But I think that would be a good poll to do, you know, once the stuff calms down a bit, maybe in December, end of November, early December, and find out what people are really excited about drugstore wise and do some reviews on that stuff. Because I think that would be better to bring to my channel. I would really like to do that, and I think it would be valuable. Let's see what people are saying. Oh, is Liv leaving? Bye, Liv. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you. Michelle My Belle said something. Let's go back and see what she said. Everybody's saying amen. She says, everyone does those brands though. Yeah, I agree. But those are the ones that people watch. So that's kind of where I'm going is, when I went to Generation Beauty in New York, and we had the creator day where they talk about strategies and things, and the best panel was the last one. And one thing they said is, it's all about return on investment for time. You want to spend your time doing the things that your audience really likes. And the way to gauge what your audience really likes is, number one, the likes, and number two, by how many views you get on a video. So if your videos aren't getting a lot of views, then consider not doing those types of videos anymore, and go toward the type of videos that are getting a lot of views because your audience apparently really likes those videos. So I know a lot of people did the Too Faced Peaches and Cream collection, but at the same time, I think that people wanted to hear what I said about it, just because I think I take on a different perspective than a lot of channels. So I think people wanted to know what I thought. And that video did get a lot of views. My goal on the channel is to get anywhere from 8,000 to 12,000 views a video. And that one got 10, at least so far. The Laura Lee video is at 10. So that tells me that that's content that I need to continue with on my channel. Like I talked about last week, I'm probably going to kind of, what the K is going to be, kind of not phased out, but I'm going to do less of them because they don't get a lot of views. And I know the people that watch them really, really enjoy them. So I do want to keep doing them because I personally really like them, but they're very expensive to produce, and that I'm spending $10 to $20 a week on, products for that video. And I'm not making back a quarter of that in my revenue for it. And I'm not getting a lot of views on it, which shows me that the audience, the big audience that I have, like the looking at the whole, they're just not really that into those videos. So kind of is what it is. Ashley says, it's killing me how mean people are being to Cassie after her Doctor's debut. Oh yeah, I saw that. And I've been texting back and forth with Cassie. Cassie from Thrifthick, if you don't know, Cassie and I met years ago where I had a contest for up and coming YouTubers. It was a thing that I had done on my old channel. It was called Gen Love 37. I'd done a contest like this. I decided to bring a contest to this channel of like 3 years ago, something like that, where I took YouTubers that had under a certain number of subscribers, I forget how many, and I put them, I had them create videos to kind of battle against each other. So maybe it would be a 5-minute makeup challenge, and they had to all create a 5-minute makeup challenge, and then people would watch their videos and then go vote on which person did the best. And they would vote in the comments of my video, and then I would tally up the votes, and then people be eliminated like a reality TV show. So Cassie was in that, and she got second place. The person who got first place stopped making videos like a couple months after the contest ended, which was really odd, but Cassie kept going, and her channel eventually got really big. Before it got big though, I actually met her at IMATS in New York, I believe, and we spent a couple hours together and hung out, and we exchanged numbers, and we keep in touch every once in a while, kind of checking in on each other and seeing how each other are doing. And it made me really sad to hear that she's struggling with so many things emotionally. It made me really sad because she just seems like such a wonderful person, and it breaks my heart that people are so cruel. It's one thing to offer constructive criticism. It's another thing to really tell people, I don't even want to repeat some of the things that are being said to her. I mean, you kicking someone while they're down, it's obvious she's having a tough time with something, but then to just nail at her again and again and again, it's like, lay off, just lay off, and it bothers me. It really bothers me. So, and before anybody said, no, I'm not even going to go there, because I know people are going to say, something about my Jaclyn Hill video, and but I didn't see what I said as being that bad. I didn't say anything about her looks, her voice, things that she can't change about who she is as a person. It was a critique of the video. It was a totally different situation, in my opinion. But I know people are going to come at me about that after what I just said, so I just want to address that. But I hope she texted me back this morning that she's doing okay. But it kills me, man. It kills me when somebody is obviously so down in the dumps, and then they just get bam, bam. Just kills me, man. 92 Mayhern says, Jen, first time here, always watch after. Love your reviews. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Michelle Mybell says, I really like the Jaclyn Hill video. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if I liked it. I'm still on the fence of whether I like that one or not. But about 5 to 1 people do like that video. So, you know, as far as the likes go. So it's really one of those things where people either got it or they didn't, and a lot of people really didn't like it, and I totally completely respect that opinion. And I would still have comments open if people could not go for those super low blows, which I can't take the super low blows. Once people start doing the super low blows, I gotta cut it off. So let's see. Valerie says, can I ask you kind of a personal question? Have you been hit by the demonetization thing? No, not once. Knock on fake wood with my little end table here. I have not been hit by demonetization, not with one video. Oop. Okay, someone else approved it. Good. There was a comment. No, yeah, so no, I haven't. And I think it's just because my titles and my tags and things are not in any way, they're not triggering the YouTube filters. You know, community Q&A isn't going to trigger anything, but it's weird the things that are triggering it. If you don't know this, you can kind of go into it by looking up YouTube demonetization videos, and people talk about, you know, what's being demonetized. Like, for example, there was a really, really big creator named Casey Neistat that had a video demonetized because he was doing he was donating all of the proceeds of his video to, I forget which charity. I think it was it the Texas one? There's been so many tragedies lately. I'm not sure which tragedy he was donating his proceeds to. I want to say that it was the Texas, the families in Texas. And oh, not Texas. Oh my gosh, Las Vegas. Goodness, sorry. I was reading about Texas earlier today, Las Vegas. And his video was demonetized because he talked about in the title, he said Las Vegas shooting or something like that. So we couldn't donate any of the money because YouTube demonetized it. And they said, I'm sorry, we can't monetize your video, videos that talk about this topic. But so then he screen captured a late night with Jimmy Fallon, or, you know, one of those late night shows where they talked about it and it was monetized. So there's something going on there. Vanessa says, totally different, Jen. If you put out a product, people can review it. People shouldn't be allowed to review someone's actual life. Yeah. Someone's actual life. I think that kind of depends. I don't know. I don't like to say what people are allowed and not allowed to do. I think it just kind of depends on the topic. Like I'm thinking like Philip DeFranco off the top of my head. If you don't know him, he's another OG YouTuber that I've been following forever. I met him many, many years ago when he was still dating his wife. When actually it was when they first started dating. Like he talks about like current events and like things that happen. He has like his douchebag of the day. So I feel like that is kind of reviewing someone's actual life in a way. So I feel like, I don't know. I think that it's such a gray area. I think that if you are, I don't know. It's such a gray area. I don't want to make a habit of reviewing people's actual lives, but you know, I think everyone should be allowed to express their opinions on how they feel, especially if it's done respectfully. I know people are going to say I wasn't respectful of Jaclyn Hill, and you know, I get it. I hear you. I get it. I'm like you're thinking of the comments in my head. Yeah, he does, and it's mostly people that have done terrible things. The douchebag of the day. Erica says, I feel like people began going after Cassie because of that other girl who followed her, you know, the racist one, and it's unfair. You are not responsible for your followers. Yeah, that was a big thing, especially in, you know, the underground of Reddit and Google Gossiper and all of that. Yeah, definitely. Michelle Mafia says, you have to be strong personality to be on YouTube. People hide behind the anonymous to be purposely mean. I want to fight someone every 5 minutes. Yeah, you do. I mean, you do have to have a level of maturity and the ability to kind of cut yourself off, and it definitely can be hard, and sometimes things get to you, but it only gets more intense the more followers you get. It gets more and more intense. So I can't even imagine, you know, the things that, you know, Laura and Manny and Patrick and, you know, Desi and, you know, all the people that have huge followings, how much craziness they have to read in their comments. Ricky says, to an extent, someone's life matters in that it can give you ideas as their personality and honesty. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Shelby says, I love Raw Beauty Christie. Yes, I do too. Raw Beauty Christie was my my obsession during the Knicks Face Awards last year. I was like hardcore promoting her stuff. If you look back on my Instagram channel, my Instagram feed, you can see like me promoting her last year. I was like, she is going to blow up. She is going to blow up. And then she didn't. She didn't blow up after the Knicks Face Awards, and I was shocked because she's so insanely talented. And then recently her channel has done so well, and I'm so excited for Christy. I did meet Christy once as well. It was brief though, but I got to meet her, and she was such a sweetheart. Kidda Lynn says, Jen, I've been watching for about 2 years, and you always try to look at all points of view and are super careful before you speak. I think you do a great job. Thank you for all your hard work. I can't say I'm always super careful before I speak. I try to be. But, you know, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I was reading Alyssa Ashley on Twitter, and she was kind of saying that, you know, if you expect me to be perfect, then you have an unrealistic expectation of who, you know, of what you're expecting me to be, because I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. And that's the way that I feel about me, too. You know, I feel like people, you know, they almost can't, some people, not everybody, but some people can't separate the difference between YouTube and a television character, you know, between me and someone they may watch in a sitcom. You know, the difference is they're a fake person. They're not real. They were created in a script and read by an actor, where I am a real person. Same thing with the reality TV shows. Reality TV shows, a lot of that is, you know, maybe not necessarily 100% scripted in that they have a script to follow and they read the lines, but, you know, they're kind of told, you know, to go here and do this and have this argument sometimes. My husband has been asked to be on Ink Masters multiple times, and he's turned it down every time because they edit the doo-doo out of those things to make people look a certain way, and he's not willing to risk his reputation and trust them to take care of him to make sure he comes out of it looking like, you know, an amazing person, because they're going to edit everything to fit their agenda. They don't care about the people that are on that show. At least that's what we're thinking. And that's why he turns it down every time. So, you know, if you didn't know, my husband's a tattoo artist. We own a tattoo studio, which is why I don't have to make a ton of money on YouTube in order to be able to live, because my husband owns a successful tattoo business that he built from scratch. When he was 24, he opened that business, and I'm very, very proud of him. Tasha says, I never understand why people feel entitled to tell others what they can and can't say. I loved your Jack and Hill video. You're very thoughtful and respectful. Well, thank you, Tasha. And there is that opinion that, you know, you got it. You got it, Tasha. And other people didn't, and other people were very upset. And I understand it. The people that were upset are not alone. There are thousands of people that were upset. Well, at least 1,000. At least 1,000, maybe 2, that were upset with that video. So it's a very valid opinion to not have liked that video. But I mean, I feel like people were saying, Tasha, to go with your point, she says, I feel like people aren't, why people feel they're entitled to tell others what they can and can't say. I think people misinterpreted, like when I said, I hate the word affordable, I think that was misinterpreted in me trying to say, Jacqueline can't use the word affordable. That wasn't what I was trying to say. I was trying to say, in order to appeal to a larger audience, you may want to not use that word as much, because it can make people who don't have a lot of money feel isolated, in that if you show something like a $38 eyeshadow palette plus $7 shipping and you say that it's affordable, and you're sitting here with your $20 in your pocket, you know, that you are barely scraping by, and like, dude, that's not affordable. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're kind of isolating people. So it was a suggestion. It was a suggestion-based video, not a telling her what to do video. And that part of the reason why it came across that way was my delivery sucked. So I take full responsibility for my delivery sucking on it, but that wasn't my intention. Like, someone went and found an old What the K of mine and said, you know, when someone said, you know, that I had used the word affordable in that video, was comparing the Misha BB cream to the Too Faced Born This Way, and I had said the Misha was more affordable than the Too Faced, which it is more affordable. It isn't necessarily affordable to everybody, but it is more affordable. So, I mean, it gets real nitpicky. It gets really, really nitpicky. It was just a stinking suggestion, you know? And it was just blown way out of proportion. But there were a lot of things I wish I could have done differently with that video, a lot of things, but I still don't regret the underlying message of it, in that we need to do better. I still think that that message needs to be out there. In my opinion, that's my opinion, and I have a right to it. And if people are totally okay with Jaclyn Hill, you know, doing the kinds of videos where she's not really going, you know, obviously people are okay with her doing videos where she's not going in depth. Like, I mean, no, people going in depth at the level I get in depth, nobody wants to do that. Who wants to do that? Sometimes I don't even want to do that, but I feel like I need to, you know, because that's what I do. You know, people, she's millions of subscribers. Obviously, people like what she's doing. So should she be listening to me? No. Could she if she wanted to? Sure. If she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to listen to me. I get it. It's cool, man. It's totally cool. Annie says, hi, Annie. How are you, my friend? The beauty news girls from Australia have mentioned you a few times, calling you a hypocrite because you have used the word on your channel. They said you came from a good place. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say about the beauty news ladies. You know, I have to tell you that the beauty news ladies and I have been on good terms for a while. I've had a feeling that Kat has had a problem with me for a while. But I had a conversation with Haley on Facebook. I want to say it was like May, something like that. And we got to a really good place where we were both on the same page. We both agreed that our like their news show and my news show, even though mine came out years before theirs, that we were not in competition really, because their show's completely different than mine. It's like The View, where mine's more like news. It's a totally different thing. So Haley and I came to a really great place, and then they spent about 10 minutes of their beginning of one of their videos. I don't know how much of it was talking about me, but basically running me through the mud. And it's okay. They have a total right to their opinion, and they have a total right to share their opinion about that they didn't agree with what I did. I wish that they hadn't, I don't know, I feel like that they were a little bit, it was harsh, man. It was harsh. And I feel like it, you know, I hate to say this, but this is what I'm feeling. It was a little hypocritical to criticize me for going after Jaclyn Hill, which I didn't really go after her. I just offered a few suggestions, and then go after me so hard. You know, it's like, why would you say it's not okay to go after YouTubers and target specific YouTubers and then target me? Isn't that the same thing? Like, that's just my thoughts. I don't know. I just think that that's kind of messed up. But I haven't talked to them since. I am a part of their Facebook group. I read all the comments where it was mostly Kat talking about how terrible of a person I am. She has a right to her opinion, and she doesn't know me. I've never spoken to her. I don't think I've spoken to her at all. I mostly talked to Haley. Haley seemed super nice, but Haley wasn't really, I mean, she said she didn't agree with what I did, but I feel like she was a little less harsh than Kat was. If you've never seen Beauty News, it's actually a very interesting show that they put up, and I would definitely recommend you check it out if you are interested in kind of expanding on what I do and hearing more opinions about it, about products coming out. They have like more of a discussion about it, and it's a really good show. So if you want to go over and check out Beauty News, feel free. I mean, I think that there's a lot to be gained from the content on their channel. So, but it's up, I mean, you know, I can't sit here and cry over that, you know, Kat from Beauty News hates me, apparently. I didn't realize it. But maybe she shouldn't hate me. But the thing is then they put this little disclaimer about how they have nothing but respect for me, and then they completely disrespect me, which makes no sense. I think they put in that after, when they realized how tough they were on me. Well, we'll just put a little disclaimer in there, and people will realize we're okay with her. But no, this doesn't work like that. You can't say you respect someone and then say really nasty things about them. And the things that they're saying in the comments of the people that are agreeing with them, like the things they're saying about me in their comments, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Annie says, I don't appreciate how they went about it. I was shocked to hear your name on the same sentence. Just watch out for their language. They do cuss a lot, but some people like that. I don't, but some people like it. You know, it's all about being different, and it's okay. It's okay to have different perspectives. It's okay to have different news channels. I don't cuss on my channel. That's something I chose to do as a mother, first as a teacher, because I couldn't, because if my students heard me cussing, it would be terrible. Then when I stopped teaching, as a mother, I want other mothers to be able to watch my channel without worrying that a cuss word's going to drop out, because I've been watching YouTubers and listening to videos, and my kids are running around and then cuss words just start flying out of their mouths, and it's like, oh my gosh, volume down, volume down. So I want moms to be able to watch my channel with their kids or with their kids around. So that's why I choose. But that's not the same choice for everybody. And that's what makes this world a wonderful place, is we can all choose to do what we want to do, you know. Mon Love Beauty says, gosh, I'm so sorry. You are the two channels I love the most. Hey, I wasn't thrilled about how they were talking about you. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about it either, but it's their right. It's their right. And I'm not trying to start a war between me and beauty news, you know. Shauna says, OMG, my next door neighbor is DJ who just won Ink Master. He's amazing. Oh, that's cool. I haven't watched Ink Masters in a long time. Armin wants to know why I shut the app down, because the people who ran the app were not good people to work with. I did not have a good business relationship with them. They still, because there was the paid section that I never wanted in the first place. They were supposed to be paying me money off of the paid section. They never did. So it was like, that's why I killed the app. The app was terrible. And the Facebook group has replaced the app. My What's Been Makeup Facebook group is everything I wanted the app to be, so it's fine. Elijah says, you're so classy, Jen, really walking the walk with respecting other people's opinions. Well, but that's what my heart is. It's one of those things where you have to go with where your heart is, you know? And I'm just being me, you know, and I genuinely respect other people's opinions. And I think that was the big fail in my Jaclyn Hill video, is that I was seeing things impulsively from my own perspective and didn't take time to see things that from other people's perspective. And if I had done that, I would have done that video in a different way. Katie says, Jen, well, think of it this way. Any publicity works as long as they spell your channel name right. Yeah, I guess. Personally, I'd rather them just not trash me. But, that's their right. It's their channel. They can do what they want with it. They also use the C word to talk about their people on their Facebook group, which I would never do. I would never use the C word to describe people like the collective brain. Can you imagine if I just dropped the C word? If you don't know the C word, I can't even, I hate that word. I can't even, like, it's like, ugh. But everybody's different and it's okay. Like, I'm sitting here, like, I go over to my Facebook Hunters group and I go through and I make sure I credit every single person that helps me every single week on the show from the Facebook Hunters group. That's where people from the app that were submitting things from the app, I started the Facebook Hunters group, which you can find linked under What's Been Makeup. And I credit them and I thank them for their contributions for the week. And they're calling them the C word. And I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I'm the disrespectful one. I don't know. Tam, yes, you typed the word correctly. I'm not gonna say it. It is an hour and 2 minutes in, so I should probably get off of here. But Veronica says, the fact that you acknowledge your mistakes helps you grow. Jen, I totally agree. It was just the delivery. Everything else was on. Thank you, Veronica. And I feel the same way at this point. And, I am all about owning up to my mistakes. When I make a mistake, I will tell you. And even if it's a stupid mistake, like not stupid mistakes, but like little mistakes, like for example, in the Laura Lee video, I'm just going to say one last point. The Laura Lee video, the ColourPop information in there is wrong, because ColourPop gave me the wrong information. And you know what? And this is funny because I learned this on the Beauty News group because they were talking about it, that the information is right on the ColourPop website. What happens is if you go to the ColourPop website, it's like information, and that's where I was looking for it. And then there's a video. Beyond the video is all of the specs of how many grams everything is. And I thought the video was the end of the page. And I was trying to finish the video up, finish up the research so I could film, because I have to film before my kids get off the bus. And I just didn't scroll that far to see the specs for the ColourPop stuff was right stinking there. But that was my fault. That was my responsibility to scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, and I didn't. But I'll take responsibility for that. I did it. I messed up on that on the ColourPop information. And they're like, well, somebody said on there, well, maybe she just doesn't do the research that she says that she does. And then there's like 15 thumbs up on that comment. And it's like, really? You know, there's what an assumption. What an assumption. Well, maybe I was rushing to film so I could pick my kids up from the bus stop and just didn't scroll all the way down to the page because I really needed to film. How about that? Because that's the truth. But anyway, you know, I think it's really, really important, number one, to own up when you make a mistake and just say, look, I messed up. I could have done it better. And then learn from it, move on. And then number two, to realize there's more going on than what you see on a camera. There's always more going on. So, you know. Lewis says, I think your Jaclyn Hill was 100% accurate. Thank you. Thank you. I just wish I'd done it in a different way because I think it would have been received better. There was if I can find the video, there was a person that did a video. She's got a smaller channel, and I can't remember what her name is, but she did a video kind of similar to what I did, but she did it way better. And I was like, wow, props to her, man. Props to her. I wish I could remember who it was. If I can find it, I'll link it in the description under here. But Annie says, we love you, Jen. You're so honest and human. Thank you, my friend. Sadie says, I understand what you were trying to do with the Jaclyn Hill video. I think the video could have been more refined, but I think you were I don't think you were being disrespectful. You have a right to your opinion. Thank you. I feel like at times I was edging on disrespectful, like kind of like the exacerbation, you know, was edging on disrespectful. And I think that's why people took it the wrong way. It was the tone. Like I said, it was the tone. I messed up on the tone. All right, I'm going to pop off here. Let me just read from Latina because I adore her. It says, you know very well the C word means cute. That other way, can we take it as long as you are cute? Much loving, Latina and Julio down by the schoolyard. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed having just an open Q&A talk with you guys. It's really a lot of fun. I enjoy it. If you have any questions or comments or anything, and you're in the live chat, this will be rendered in about 15 minutes or so, and then you can feel free to come back and leave your thoughts because, of course, I can't read all of the comments. And if you're watching this in the replay, I love to hear your thoughts. It's a lot easier to be heard when you speak respectfully, though. It's a lot easier when you present yourself in a respectful way without insulting people. It's a lot easier to be heard. We're not all perfect, but being on a keyboard, you do have the ability to kind of backspace and, just so you know, because I know people are going to be mad again about the Jaclyn Hill thing. I know, I can already feel it coming. I can feel it coming in the air. Hold on. All right, it's way past time. I'll talk to you guys soon. Mad love. Thanks for being here.